We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
I know I'm not the one. Don't fake it, well, you don't belong to me.
Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Holocaust of the Ekajati. It's our Esper Genesis campaign, brought to you by the Nerd Eternal Network and the Dire Bear Adventuring Company. Yeah, I completely lost what I was going to say. And I was practicing this while I was stuck in traffic all day today, too. Oh well. I am your GM for the night, Jason. And playing with me today is Taylor as Dan Rue,
Howdy.
Eric as Adrian, Zach as Francis, Anna as Jade,
Hello.
and Sarah as Kat. We'll also have Patrick playing Hole, but he's running late. He'll get here and catch it when he can. So, when last we left our heroes, I believe you were on a barely charted planet by the designation of CDL-113. You had had a brief encounter with some of the local fauna, and upon finding the path up to the ruins as y'all were there to explore, you had a very brief encounter with the local indigenous people. And I think Kat was debating whether or not to try to hit this teenager in the back with a knife. The blunt side of a knife.
Sure.
Oops, the sharp side went in by mistake. It happened.
50-50 chance.
That's usually not a gamble I take on murder.
Eh,
Okay.
Might count as manslaughter in some systems.
it's possible, it's possible. I mean, it depends on kind of, what government you're in and whether or not they count indigenous people as completely people,
Mm.
I mean, we've already shot at people on a space station.
Well, now they did start that, sort of.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't start
That's
with you,
self-defense.
Zach kind of started it with, kind of got y'all involved.
Yeah, Zach.
Never trust a lizard man. Never.
I know, right?
Alright, anyway, y'all are all on the path. This indigenous kid is running away from you. He's got a good 30 or 40 feet, head start on you.
Cat just kind of looks at everyone's like, anyone got something before I chuck a knife at him?
I'll distract
I do.
them.
Well, it's either we try to chase him down, or we can get to the ruins and potentially find a way to steal it, so give us some time to think of another plan.
He's still running. Less words.
I'm going up.
Which one of us is fastest?
And he's just like, not me, as he turns towards the ruins.
I'm gonna try and flick a flick a knife into his thigh.
Ow.
You're a monster.
I mean, anything I hit him with will potentially just outright kill him, so...
Clearly what you need is a bolo gun. Oh well. Hindsight's 20/20.
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Alright, so Zach, you were throwing a knife at his leg.
Yes, sir.
Cat'll have a knife ready just in case he misses.
That's a 12.
Alright.
Child with a DC of -7 falls dead at your feet.
He has 1d4 hit points.
Oh, no. So that hit?
Let's see. Roll a 1d20 plus 6. Oh, you got
Well-
a total of a 12. I'm sorry. Well, Well, he's not
I mean,
wearing any
fortunately-
armor.
I mean, fortunately, a dagger only does a D4 damage plus Dex.
But no, actually, his armor is just a touch higher than that. He
Damn.
does seem to be a very agile fella.
Here goes manslaughter.
Now, are you throwing
Nope.
sharp side or dull side?
Dull side.
Okay.
Like aiming probably for like the back of his head or something.
But you also rolled a 12.
Yeah. Would it count as? Well, no. It wouldn't count as sneak attack since he's running
no,
away
he's
from
very
it.
aware of you. And he's not running away in a straight line. He is doing a little zigzagging.
Okay.
You know, he has initiated.
Do you need
5
me to
easy.
try? Adrian's gonna call out. Do you need me to try?
Yeah, let's just all throw knives.
Danru's
Ah.
just going to pinch his nose at the horrible mistake we're making.
Do the Kish have noses?
We've got the general area, and I've hung around humans enough
Oh, okay. You're making sure
to
that
know that
Yeah,
this
he'll-
is... It's the gesture they understand is we're doing a dumb thing. Because if he lives, we've just tried to kill him 3 times, and he's going to tell someone.
I thought only 2 people had thrown knives at him.
We're about to do a third.
Does he know we've been throwing him at him? I mean, we've been missing. And he's running away.
Well, you weren't trying to be still. Let's give that a dual die roll. I'll give you about a 50-50 chance. So, Sarah, even or odd?
Go odd.
5, it's odd. You don't see him look up or turn his head or give any physical indication that he noticed. And the knives fell short of him as opposed to going past him where he'd see him. So maybe not.
Cat will just kind of go up and retrieve her knife.
Adrian's like, last chance. I can hit him from here.
Do it.
There's another... Here to go hunt down the other one too? Because he's gonna know his friend's dead. How much murder are we willing to kind of balance out here? They're
If it
indigenous people. We're intruding.
If it means us living, I don't care.
I'm with him.
We stepped on these people's land, and you're just gonna start murder.
Hey, in my defense, I was just trying to knock him out.
This is preemptive self-defense as far as we're concerned.
Yeah, 'cause they're gonna come looking.
It's not self-defense when you break into someone's house.
I'd say, given the time we've been talking, the kid's probably out of
Yeah.
range for Adrian
Yeah.
right now.
Truthfully, he is gone in the corner.
Yeah, he's
Or-
gonna just
or
say,
path, I should say.
he's gonna go, well, too late, and he's heading up to the ruins fast as his legs can take him.
Clearly, next episode when I start with where we left our heroes, I'll have to do this. Where we left our people, we'll go people.
Let me see. Adrian's very much he'll do what he has to survive kind of a person. He may be a good person, but he'll do what he has to survive, because if he's dead, he can't do anything else.
Much better for that
And
kid
we
to
are-
be dead and not be able to do anything else.
Well, yeah, and it's more of, we already know that these people are inherently hostile to just strangers in general. So,
Well, the only other strangers they met were also archaeologists here poking around in these ruins, so, there's that.
and that's where we are. So, by logic, he came very close to treating them as a hostile entity and just... But no, he's heading up to the ruins.
Alright, so y'all just gonna double time it up to the ruin?
Oh, yeah, he's double timing it all right.
Yep.
He's not trying to be stealthy anymore.
Alright. Make sure I got this right. Okay. Taylor, is our sound coming through alright?
Yes, it was working when I was checking.
Alright, you heard me and you heard y'all.
I did, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
working on
solid-
the Twitch stream.
Okay.
Alright, cool, because I just heard him and realized I did not wait for anybody else.
I was thinking I'd gotten that problem sorted out. one of my Icon games, I did the entire first half of it only picking up my audio. Yeah. It was not good times. All right.
So let's all go to the ruins. Let's all go to the ruins.
All right. You get up to the entrance. It is built into the hillside. At some point, there was probably a rock slide that had largely concealed it, but the area outside the entrance had been cleaned up pretty nicely. Likely evidence of the previous archaeological expedition that was here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the rubble was cleared to the side, the paths were cleared. Let's see, they've got regular weather in this place, so there's no footprints or anything left. But the facility clearly had a what y'all would think of as a typical door at some point, but it has long since been broken out of its frame. Other than the doorway, think of it. You know how storm shelters kind of stick out of, if you build them into a hill, how they just stick out that little bit. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what it looks like the door to this thing was. Like it's mostly built into the hill, where it would be fairly hard to spot from the air. You don't know if they were trying to if the original builders were trying to conceal it from somebody, or if maybe their style was just to have a low kind of impact on the surrounding environment. But as you walk,
they're just like, man, a lot of trees fall down in this forest. Let's not build something to get fall down on.
Yeah, it could be it too. And you don't know what kind of weather they have as far as storms. Anyway, beside the point. So you walk in through this pretty good sized door. Think of a typical mall or Walmart double door is about how big it is. The inside is not lit. I'm assuming most of you probably have
Dark vision.
Well, yeah, several of you have dark vision.
I think everybody but one of us has dark vision, actually.
That would be me.
I believe Jade is human. Francis, do the lizard guys have dark vision?
Yeah, we have dark vision. I also do not have a flashlight.
I might have one.
I know I have one.
If you've got one listed, then you essentially have a mag light. If you don't have one listed, I'm going to say your comm unit has probably got something on par with what a lot of cell phones have.
Awesome sauce.
So, usable up close, you wouldn't be able to see much in a distance with it. But
Now, would using that mess up their dark vision?
no, dark vision in this pretty much works like D&D.
Okay.
I want to say they've got basically black and white sight where the light would stop.
I'm looking. For a minute, I'm thinking it's weird that I don't have a flashlight, but I have dark vision, so my character doesn't have a flashlight.
Well, your dark vision is usually a shorter range than regular sight, but
And even though she has dark vision, Kat's pulling out the flashlight just to make sure.
Alright, so you head in. It's dark. There is lots of rubble. Large sections of the roof have caved in. You see where some of the rooms have been dug into, where they've dug through the rubble. Clearly some things have been removed. You find a couple of spots where they've dug down, a layer or two. Imprints in the ground that, show you something was laying there that they dug up. Give me... Would it be search or perception? Just a second. I left my books over here.
Before they get too far from the entrance, I would look at the other folks and be like, do we want to set up something so we know if we're going to have visitors?
Oh, we're gonna have visitors.
Oh, you're
Well,
not
do we-
gonna have visitors.
Do we want to know when they knock on the door?
Of course.
If you break into somebody's house and they show up, that's not you having visitors.
Well, do we want to know when people are going to be home?
Either way, something needs to go down here.
Just a little tripwire with a little frag grenade, so we'll hear it go off. Alright, let's see.
There's plenty of limestone in the way. I'm sure they won't get hurt.
Give me survival rolls.
That's always good.
Hey, I'm proficient in that.
I'm not.
Ooh, a 10. That's not great. Ooh, a 5. That's even worse.
So I got a 13 because I still haven't put my character sheet in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna make excuses for not having done it this week. I just completely flaked. I mean, literally was driving home today when I realized I hadn't done it. So any of you that haven't got your sheets put in yet, if you'll send me your second edition one, your second one, I'll try to do that tomorrow. All right, so fail. No, the 12 would be all right because you got the flashlight or dark vision, whatever. The 10's a fail, the 5's a fail. Taylor, you said your total was a 13?
13, yes.
All right, you're fine. The 10 is a fail, and the 11 is a fail. Alright. Nothing too drastic happened. Just during the exploration, each of you that failed, which would be... Let's see... Kat... Adrian... I'm still trying to call you Arden every time. Anna...
Well, I mean, it's what everybody else knows him as.
wait a minute, I thought I saw somebody else that passed.
I passed.
Were you the only one? No, no, that's right. The 12's passed. I forgot it was 12 and lower that passed, or higher that passed.
Damn, I almost passed. Well, you almost passed.
That's right. I was looking at Kat's knife attack earlier. That's why I was thinking somebody had passed. So Kat, Adrian, Jade, and Francis, did you have anything to Zach? Did you have anything to add?
Sir. No, sir. It was just a flat D20 roll.
Okay, so everybody but Tarky. At some point, you sit your foot down in a hole, or you trip over something, or because the ground's very uneven here, and you fail to keep watch out enough for where people have dug. Or where in some of the collapses you have, low-hanging things, you may have banged your head. So, starting at the top. Kat, you take 2 points of damage.
No.
Adrian takes 1. Jade takes 6.
Ouch! Jesus.
Yeah, you pretty well... You don't twist your ankle so badly that it hobbles you, but you give your ankle just a little twist.
Cat gives her flashlight.
And Francis takes 2.
Here.
Thanks.
So everybody... Jay twists her ankle and falls knee-deep into a hole. Everybody else just kind of bangs their shins on something.
And I took how much damage?
2.
2.
Is there any writing here in whatever language these people might have had?
Not that you've seen so far.
Not that I've seen so far.
But there's lots of... From the cave-ins and so forth, or collapses, whatever, there's a lot of damage here. This entrance way to the cave is kind of moist, so there's been some corrosion. Really, it's just in bad shape. looking at this level of the building, you really don't see why anybody would have expected there to be working tech still here.
Well, then he's going to start looking for a way further down.
Okay.
Because he knows we don't have a lot of time. Basically, it's just like he's going to give it a cursory glance, see if there's anything worth grabbing or translating, and then he's going to GTFO down to the next level.
The only thing with any kind of writing you find is some food packets, basically like snacks. Somebody was chunking the Dorito bags behind a rock as opposed
Oh, okay, so it isn't like this race has really, really good packaging.
No. This is clearly,
Oh, no,
clearly, this is brands you recognize, clearly the previous.
Okay. I was about to go, well, Adrian finds out they've got some seriously good snacks.
Up close to the door, you would also find some camping equipment that they must have left.
Do they have a flashlight?
Give me a... Let's see, search a thing.
Also, a wild Patrick appears.
What up?
I mean, perception is probably the search.
Yeah, I'd go with perception.
Also, are there signs of a struggle? Like a fight happened here?
Not
really hate
really.
these
Like I
guys
said, based on the little camp setup, it looks like they probably bugged out in a hurry. But you don't see any obvious signs of bloodshed or anything like that.
Alright.
Greetings, Patrick.
And I'm here.
And welcome to your doom.
And I'm gone.
No, you joined at just the right moment to have not taken damage.
Woohoo!
Actually, give me a survival roll. Thank you for making
I
me
am
think of it.
nothing. Don't worry, Jason. I am nothing if not the person that tells you how to run games properly.
Alright. Hang on, let me bring the character back up.
This will become a reoccurring theme, everyone, of me telling Jason to remember to do something that hurts us.
Let's not just say we did.
Based on like the videos and stuff that they watched, or that they were given by Achille, would they know the quickest route to where they need to get?
Okay, and also, Jason, for some reason the map. Do you have a
should-
map up?
You should still be on the logo screen.
Okay.
Logo screen.
Yes. Double checking.
Alright, so basically what has happened, Patrick, is if you remember where we ended last time, you had one of the indigenous people running away from you. One of the, what you assume were kind of teenager-ish guys that were guarding the pathway. So we have two of our intrepid heroes throw knives at this kid. One of them was going for the dull side, but yeah.
Heroes loosely.
But they felt, they both miss. They fall short. The kid gets away while they're debating whether or not to, let Arden shoot him in the back or something. So you just truck it up the hill into the ruin, which is basically built kind of storm shelter style into the side of this hill. And they've been exploring the top floor that had a lot of cave-ins and holes dug. And you roll well enough that you don't bang your shins on anything or fall in any holes.
Good to know.
Now, let's see, somebody asked about the video. Yes, it showed them using stairs that were kind of at the back of this area.
Okay, so we'd know the quickest, most efficient way to get there, get it in GTFO.
Right. It's not quite the same as having a really detailed map, because, the camera's jerking around until they focus on something, all that kind of jazz. But Adrian probably finds it first, since he was the one already kind of looking for it. And sure enough, you find, well, it's not a stairway down. It looks like it was an elevator at one point. But the elevator car, though not really a car, it looks more like it was just a platform that would drop through the tunnel. From what you can see peering down with the flashlight, it's sitting at the bottom.
Powerless?
Yes, you haven't seen any indication of anything with any power so far.
Okay. How deep is the hole?
It looks like it's only one level below this,
What level? Okay.
or at least that's where the platform has stopped.
All right. Well, spotting our intrepid human, filthy little Earthborn lady. Prometheans don't like Earthborn. What I've read in the books. Considering she sprained her ankle pretty bad, he is going to reach for the controls that would control this, and activate his prime talent trigger device, and supply power using his own abilities to it to raise it up.
Okay. You hear an electrical whine, and you see the platform kind of shudder, and it's like it moves up a few inches and then kind of gets cattywampus in there, and it's like it's hanging on something.
Okay. Can you see what it is?
You can see where there's some debris has fallen down in there. Not a massive amount, but you think more than just being depowered, the elevator may be damaged.
Yeah. Alrighty. But he did raise it some. So. It's gonna, yeah.
Do I
Go
just
down.
need to set some rope so we can climb down?
Yeah.
I think
Would
we have
help.
that rope.
Cool.
Yeah.
How much of my 50 foot of rope of cable rope do we need to use?
It's about 20 feet down.
Alright, do I have something stable to attach it to?
You have no problem tying it around a big rock or something.
Cool. I tie it around a big old rock. And I'll keep a handhold on it while all of you go down that want to go down.
Oh, I almost forgot.
Yeah.
What did Anna roll when she was looking for a flashlight?
7.
Oh, never mind. You didn't find one. It's a
Yeah.
good thing Cat handed you one.
Let's see, Adrian's gonna go down. And while he's waiting for everybody else to go down, he's gonna see what might be damaged on it, and if it could potentially be fixed with his tools.
Okay, give me a...
I'll go ahead and go down too, because I could probably assist.
Will y'all give me a mechanics roll then?
Okay. Mechanics. What did I set? Okay.
It would be a wisdom roll.
Yeah. The skill tag says it's animal handling, but that's the wisdom ability that I picked to fill in for the mechanics role.
Oh, yeah.
Metallic
Ow.
animal handling.
Yeah.
Mechanical handling. Alright,
Yum,
We're
you.
both good at this.
Yeah.
alright, so... Suddenly I'm blanking if 8 another works the same in this as it did in... I forget, do you have 8 another in 5th?
I can't remember if it just gives you advantage or not.
I mean, traditionally, I think it does, but I think we just, diagnosed individual portions, maybe.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I mean, individually, you both rolled high enough to figure out what's going on with it, so... The platform itself is warped. You kind of assume there may have been more debris on this that had fallen on this thing at some point, and maybe the previous guys had removed some of it. But the entire platform was kind of warped, so when it tries to go up, everything's not fitting into its grooves like it's supposed to smoothly rise up and down.
Okay. So, from that logic, going down would be about the same.
Yes.
Could it theoretically go back down to where it was? One level further.
If all of you got in the corner that's stuck and jumped up and down on it, you might be able to pop it loose enough for it to drop. Back down to where it was.
I see in no ways this could go horribly wrong.
Look,
Little
every game has
plummeting
got
to our
its moment
death.
of rocks fall and the party dies. How often does the party fall onto rocks?
In my experience, often.
fine. We're basically gods.
I know that quote, and you should feel bad for it.
That's
I know.
that's something I feel like someone fixing an elevator right before the elevator falls should always say.
What was this quote? I missed it.
It's fine. We're basically gods.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's the quote that Marisha used in Critical Role before she took like 300 falling damage and immediately died.
I really got to go watch some of those at some point, just to pick up tips of anything else.
It's a great. They're great. But yeah, so there's no way for us to at least do a temporary fix to get it to go down without doing hard jumping on it. Okay.
I mean, do we know what level it's on from here? Like, is it on the second level down?
There's the floor y'all came in on, and then this is stuck on the next floor down. You don't know for certain that it goes any deeper. None of the information Achille had really goes into that. It just mentioned the second level, and the video that picked up the possible light source was on this level, but they had only just gotten down here when the natives began to get restless. So there was a quick evac, and it was literally just the cameraman turning the camera around as he, on his shoulder as he ran, that picked up this kind of green light glowing in the distance.
So it is on the second level, the level that we could get it. Okay, so.
Let's see, he's down, and since we're at the level where we saw it, he's just... he's going in. He doesn't want to waste any time.
Alright, this level I actually have a map for. Yay!
Woo! Mappity mappity map.
And there's your map.
All of them.
Zoom out until you find your guys.
Oh, there we are.
Fog of War.
What
is this nonsense?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, you may have to zoom out to find where y'all are at. But
On the
everybody's
far
miniature
right
should
side.
already be down.
Aha.
Hey, Sarah, it's the big ass bitch 2.0.
Oh, I love that map.
What's that now?
I made a gigantic map for torturing one of my groups.
Also known as the big ass bitch. I think like if you convert like the 5-foot blocks together, like end to end, it's about a mile long. So yeah, it's interesting.
It's
I think
the
in one.
It's the Skyrim DMD map, is what you're saying.
Yeah, more or less.
They have one of those?
There were dragons
You
involved
need
too.
one.
That was interesting.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like something I need, truthfully. So anyway, you're down on the platform now. The doors in front of you are shut, which is not how they were left in the video you saw.
That's concerning.
And also in that regards, I don't know what actually I need for this test or all, but I actually want to look at it and see, did the doors... Mostly, I guess I'm looking for dust, or this might be an investigation roll. I'm trying to see how the length of time those doors were closed.
Is there dust on the door?
Yeah, did it just close recently, or did it close in the video? And I'm guessing this is a video of the original expedition that the archaeologist guy went on. I missed the opening part of this.
Yes,
so.
yes. Yeah, there has been one archaeological team here. They got ran off by the natives. There were no casualties. No one was seriously injured. They pulled out before anything really got violent. This was not a dig Achille was on, but it's a colleague of his. Is how he got the video. Let's see. Reviewing the video. You don't have any video of them originally opening the doors, but there are. But they refer to having opened them. They just didn't have a camera present, when they forced them open. And basically, they did it with a pry bar to get it far enough that they could put a device in there that then spread them apart.
Which leads to the problem, the fact that they had to basically manually open it for the most part. How did it close?
That is an interesting question.
Which is why I want to do this.
Danry will mention that we just powered this thing.
What do you mean we? Like Adrian will say that out loud. I was like, what do you mean
This
we?
group, collectively, we're an expedition. We just powered this.
Again, what do you mean we? I'm the one that did it.
Yes,
Let's just try and get the door open.
you are part of an
alright?
expedition that is a group.
Whatever. Not to rush anybody, but, the natives are getting restless.
Do you want me to pry it open?
I can just open them on my own, probably. The question is, do you want me to?
That would be helpful.
Do I want the only exit that advances us to open? Yes.
Well, I mean, somebody else is staring at the door.
Alright. Do we need to use mechanics or...
If you want to try to force it apart, yeah, you could use mechanics.
Let's see, if that doesn't work, let me know.
If you can open it using you're a technomancer, correct?
In Shadowrun, yes, he is, but in this world, he's a cybermancer.
Nah.
A
Well,
rogue
could
thing,
you...
Yeah. Let's say he'll...
Considering I just saw you do these abilities in front of me, I ask, is there a way that you can actually gain access to its systems?
He'll reach for the door and turn on his trigger device to see if he can open it.
The door slide open without a sound.
He makes an exaggerated ta-da motion.
Francis
Whoa.
claps.
I'm a little disappointed. I always liked the whoosh sound.
Danry will pop his shield and step forward.
Okay, Cat's
Alright.
got her put.
How far does your dark vision go?
Should be about 30, 40 feet.
I have dark vision, I think, for a whiles too. I think most of the party has dark vision.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
dark
I've
vision
got
is
a-
60 feet.
Same here, 60 feet.
Oh, then it's probably going to be 60 for me. I was thinking it was shorter than that.
Yeah, mine's 60 as well.
I think it's just a standard.
Dang.
Of course the room is longer than 60 feet.
See, as that happens, Adrian was kind of just chiming in. Also, if you find any writing, let me know. I can decipher it for you.
Yeah, you can see in dim light within 60 feet, and darkness as if it were dim light.
Okay.
Jane's
So if
just
it's-
gonna hold on to the back of Francis's shirt.
So if it's super
Well, you get-
dark, I can see 30 feet.
Cat handed you a flashlight, so you're pretty good for...
Yeah.
Do the floor tiles under me seem uniform?
Yes.
They seem like stone or odd material.
Some sort of hard tile.
But like produced tile, not like handmade.
Oh, yeah. It strikes you as something mass-produced.
Okay. Then yes, Denner will mention that and be like, I can completely understand why they think there'd be stuff here.
Indeed. Well, after you, big guy. He'll just pat Dander on the back.
Well, I'm taking a step out, I describe it as a hallway. It looks like there's a door to our right and a slight opening to our left.
Well, if you need a door open, let me know. I can probably do it.
Yeah, you got a door here. if I click back to the right thing. So yeah, it's a door here, and then like a double door here.
Cat's
Alright.
gonna fall. Just kind of keep an eyeball out for anything that looks like it may be an obvious trap.
Let's see. Adrian's pistol is out and
Yeah,
out the ready.
Danru, just go ahead and say door, double door.
Pick one. I'll open it.
We'll move to the right. Look at this door.
Is there any writing on it?
Is it ajar? Is it damaged? Is it open? Is it closed?
Also that.
It is not damaged in the slightest. Things are a bit on the dusty side, but... Or are you going to try to open it?
I mean, do we want to explore, or do we want to just
Yeah,
get what we
'cause
came here
you're-
for and get out?
Your activate ability that's one of your primes, correct? You can do that as many times as you need.
Trigger device. Yeah, that's one of my primes. I can do that as many times as I like.
Adrian Steele, Intergalactic Doorman.
Also, intergalactic translator too. Considering as long as something's written down, he can translate it regardless of what language it is.
Groovy.
That's why I'm asking, like, is there writing near this door so we can see what it might say?
Oh, no, there's no writing on the door.
No writing? Okay.
Does your trigger ability activate traps if a door is trapped?
He can use it to activate traps.
But it's not automatically activate the trap on a door.
That would depend on how the... That would depend if the trap had a separate power source or if the door itself powered the trap.
Yeah.
Ah. Well, then I'd suggest us triggering doors in a way where people are not in direct hit of a trap.
Okay. Adrian will reach around Danru as long as he's clear of the door, and he will activate the door.
Breach and clear.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hello.
You see some sort of equipment that you're not overly familiar with?
It's cow tools.
Suspiciously, like,
Cows don't turn themselves inside out. Aliens have to do it.
They just explode. I got that reference.
So Danner is just gonna continue being the forward man for this.
You're the dude in the sentinel armor.
Danru crosses the threshold and
Nothing
steps
explodes.
into the room.
Adrian's gonna follow.
I'm going to inspect this right here.
Okay.
Can I make us sort of like a general thing as something that Adrian is going to be doing while we're going through this complex?
Sure, what's he going to be doing?
Okay, he's gonna have his PDA active and like strapped to his left arm, to where if he sees any writing, he'll take a snapshot of it with the PDA, and then sort of add in a notes with that snapshot of what it says translated.
Okay.
So for later, if he gathers enough of it, my thought is when we get back to the ship, he could start essentially creating a translation guide for this language.
Not a bad idea.
For whatever language that these people speak, or at least write in.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're can allow this or not, but when they actually want, just have a drone just basically be a recorder for us. So there's actually like a documentation of our journey through this.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, any of you with PDA would essentially have a camera on there, as well, so.
I love the two tech guys just doing their thing in here.
Cat's gonna hang back and listen just in case they get visitors or people come home.
And I'm gonna
Continue. Oh, go ahead.
the device that I'm looking at right now, I'm going to what's the actual it's basically analyze device, that's what I'm looking for.
Okay, is there a role involved with that?
It's kind of like identify object of the old game, so let me double check that though, just to be on the safe side.
I don't believe so, because Adrian has that too.
Let me see that.
I can
I'm
link it
looking.
real quick. Hold on. Bam. There you go. It's in roll 20. ignore the School of Magic thing because, the Prime Talents and Forge stuff doesn't exist on Roll20.
Mhm.
I just sort of leave it as the Abjuration School of Magic, so I'm not messing with it.
You still need to make the appropriate check to use advanced functions. Okay. But you discover all commands routine. Alright, so you learn the basics. So if you use that on a computer you weren't familiar with, you could use the computer like a very average user.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't be able to sit down and program on it or do any of the really swanky stuff.
Correct.
Okay. It appears to be a device. It's some sort of sensory device.
It can feel pain.
It examines things on a... Well, it's got multiple settings. Best you can tell, it could examine things on a cellular level, an atomic level, and a subatomic level.
Neat.
Your quarks are happy.
Except that one. He's a troublemaker.
The naughty quark.
We shall call him Chad.
Now, why you gotta insult Chads like that? Danru will continue moving forward a little bit. Look inside this hallway. See, there's like a Sentinel drone just waiting to shoot.
There he is, and it's so excited to see you that, it forgets to shoot.
Prematurely fires off 3 rounds at me.
Oh, good grief.
Is that... they're making candy. We found the Snickers factories, guys.
Oh, Lord.
Sweet.
I was gonna say Domino's.
And then you realize it's the Right Twix. It's a lost Right Twix factory.
No, these are totally Hershey's bars. Come on.
Now, this is where Willy Wonka went to finally avoid all those labor laws.
Also that.
Please, did you see how people ate the candy in that movie? He has enough money to avoid them.
Yeah. No kidding.
So these all the things on the tables all appear to be sample trays.
We found a genetics lab.
Some of them have crystals, and some of it's crystals, some of it's rock samples. Some of it's bone or this kind of chitinous stuff. That kind of reminds you of the exoskeleton on that critter y'all fought. Which is to say, it seems kind of bug crustacean-like.
Yeah, Danru's gonna go ahead and just state that we do not need to get too close to that. Just use a drone, because rotten stuff in general we do not want to touch and bring anything with us.
And then some of the trays just have a sort of residue. Like there was something organic there that has long since rotted away. Little bits of it may be, mummified, essentially. Best case
Is it
scenario, it's
labeled?
jerky. Thousands of year old jerky. What was it you said?
Are all these samples labeled by chance?
Not all of them, but quite a few of them.
Okay, the ones that are, Adrian's going to do his thing.
Okay.
Picture, translate, picture, translate, picture, translate, picture, translate.
A1, B2. No, some of them.
It's something.
Some of the labels give the chemical composition.
Hey, that's something.
Some of the ones with residue give what is clearly a species, genus, family kind of name labeling.
Mm-hmm.
And you can translate the direct words, but that doesn't necessarily give you the context.
Yeah.
It's like reading the word library. You know the word is library, but you might not know what a library is in their language, or
Right. Well,
you might not know a proper noun because it only has one meaning, and that is to be a name.
Or it'd be somebody like, say somebody that only spoke Chinese, reading Homo Neanderthal. Then they've learned enough English to look at that, know how to pronounce it, but not necessarily know what it's a reference to.
Yeah, but it's still something.
Yeah, and as far as creating a sort of matrix to help other people with translation, it's still giving you kind of the letters, and it's still beneficial to add it to your database.
That's basically the intent. Is if we're getting sent after these things, it's be good to have.
Yeah. Or if you run across a sign that says, danger, do not enter.
Yeah.
Abandon all hope, ye who enter.
Here there be zombies. Oh, that's what took these guys out. Let's go.
Yeah. Because Adrian might not be around to read all the signs. He can literally just look at something and know what it says in the common tongue immediately, but he might not be around to do that for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So he also figures it'd be, considering the interest that our benefactor has, it'd be a good thing to be like, hey, can we get a little bit of extra because I made this?
For a little bit extra, I will sell you this
pretty much.
guide.
Exactly.
For a small but noticeable fee.
So next door?
Yep. Actually, there seems to be a door over... for some reason, I can't ping it.
Where at now?
Over here. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but I ain't walking through that.
There are doors in both those locations, yes.
Yeah, I ain't walking through that mess of natural destruction. So I'll just open the door that's right,
Yeah, Adrian will power the door and open it.
Oh. Let me click back over to reveal. Alright.
We found the broom closet, guys.
You walk in, and this door did not have to be... No, what am I thinking about? This stuff's high-tech. Of course, it had to be powered open. As you walk in, the interior of this one's different.
There we go.
Give me a mechanics roll.
Both of us.
Anybody that wants to.
Please don't be a clean room.
With our luck.
Well, I got a 17, so... You got an 18. We're mechanical geniuses!
You're doing okay. You are pretty sure that this was either a refrigeration area or a freezer area. The walls seem a little extra thick. You're pretty sure it's, well-insulated material. There are racks of trays in here. And a very... Well, the air in this part of the building is pretty...
Nasty. That's probably the word.
Not
or
nasty,
stale.
A little stale, yeah.
Stagnant.
Yeah, okay.
It is particularly bad in this area.
Okay. Is there any more noticeable writing to take snapshots of?
More trays, some of which are labeled.
He'll do his thing.
Yeah, okay. So yes, this appeared to be some kind of area where they were scanning mineral samples and biological samples. Which is making you lean towards some kind of science outpost, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm really leaning towards some advanced civilization mucking around with the less advanced civilization.
No, they wouldn't do that. These savages outside clearly don't count as a civilization.
I feel like they may hate people going to these ruins because the people that went to these ruins before tortured them.
Oh, please. That was thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago.
There's no stories about it, probably.
You can ask the natives, when you're on your way out.
Well,
The foreboding sweeps over Jade.
I'm gonna step back out there because I want nothing to do with genetic muckering.
Proper term is uplift.
We were making them better, stronger. We had the technology.
Also,
Then do it with technology. Stop doing it with genetics.
Also, I'm going to analyze this thing too, or is it just another one of these?
It appeared to be a device for manipulating things on the cellular, atomic, and subatomic level.
So, one to scan, one to mucker with. Got it.
There was some great muckery going on.
How
Potentially.
big are these things?
That was my next question.
They stand on. You'd almost think it as like some kind of pedestal. About chest high on you. With
So these things... So not handheld is what you're saying?
No. They're quite large.
Okay.
The little tubular devices on top would rotate around to.
Okay.
to
So not
basically-
something that we want to take with us if we need to make a quick getaway.
Something you couldn't take with you to make a quick getaway, and would probably need
Fair enough.
Well, y'all probably have the tools.
Okay. Yeah. So
So double door, keep going down the hallway.
Pardon me.
Oh yeah, y'all see a little bit further down the hall now.
the doubles doors say anything?
The equivalent of examination room.
Adrian will just look at it and go, well, these doors say examination room.
One of the things that I'm also noticing, this is the first door, basically for the passage to the outside, correct? This is essentially the hole that we got into.
Yes, this here is the elevator.
I'm also pointing out that these are basically the examination and the labs are at the very front of these. So if there is anything like command or different areas, they'd be further down. Because essentially, I'm suspecting this is what they just bring stuff in, but they didn't bring it further because they didn't want to risk contamination.
Well, keep in mind they'd already have gone through the entire top layer of this place.
True. But Adrian will pause for a second. He'll go back to the elevator, trigger a device to close and seal the doors.
They slide shut
So
without a sound.
So nothing can come flying in behind us, as it were.
Danner will go ahead and mention his trepidation at wanting to open a door that says examination room, with how long the stuff here has been rotting.
It's been thousands of years,
It's grody.
And he triggers the door.
Oh, I have advantage on poison and disease checks.
There is a psst, and you feel a little breeze from inside. But not a breeze,
That's
a
new.
little puff of air, like there was a little bit more pressure built up on the other side.
Ugh.
Adrian will shine his light in. He's doing the whole cop thing where he's got the gun out, but he's got his light.
Okay. Question, are there bodies on these tables?
There are not.
Okay.
Are there stains where bodies used to be?
There are not.
It's a very clean operating room.
Yes, I mean there is some dust on stuff, though not as much as the rest of the facility. This place seems to have stayed pretty well sealed.
Probably just because it is a surgery room or examination room.
Yeah.
Are any of
Oh,
these inactive terminals?
Or are they all strange medical devices?
Kind of both.
It's my smart scalpel. It's a computer, and it cuts people.
It's a computer. Alright, that one is a terminal.
Which one?
This one here.
Okay.
There's no lights on it. It does not appear to be functioning particularly.
So it's just a terminal. There's no super laser scalpels attached to it or anything?
No.
Okay. He'll go. I'm sorry, I forgot your character's name. Mr. Engineer Man.
That is hull.
Hull. Okay. Look back.
A hull like a ship's hull. HUL.
Okay. He'll look back at Hull and go, "How fast can you download data?"
You're talking about just a computer's role in this case, or? Oh, you're talking about like scanning with my drones or something like that, or?
No, I was like, how fast can you like he's like Icy talking to Hull. How fast can you pull data from an active terminal for examination later?
In terms, I'd just be using computer roles in that case. I don't really have a specific ability in that regards.
How fast can you download zip files of everything in
Pretty
this
much.
terminal?
Yeah.
Basically, what Adrian is asking is, if he powers the terminal for you, how fast can you pull data off of it?
For me, that would just be a computer's check, and that one I could only say I can do my best in regards to that.
And he'll go over and he'll power the terminal.
Okay. It lights up. There's no discernible startup time. I mean, pretty much it gets power, it's on.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a solid drive on it.
Yeah. And while he's there, Adrian will let Hull know what each thing means as we pull it out, because he might not be able to translate it, but it automatically translates for Adrian, so he knows what it all says.
All right.
And double
Patrick, give me
checking
your
some.
computer roll. Or is that
Could I potentially give advantage because I'm helping him by doing the translation?
No, I'm going to say that just stops him from being at disadvantage.
Fair enough.
That's not what I meant to do. Hang on.
Well, no, nobody means to roll a 7.
I think he meant he had a check he meant to press.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's,
Give it the-
I assume that's what he meant.
Now, granted, if we were
That's-
playing the tabletop and he dropped it and it rolled a 7, I'd just say, you got to take that. It was a roll, but...
Alright. There we go.
All right. It takes you very little time at all to pull every bit of information this terminal has, because this terminal has very little information. It plugged into a bigger network. What you have is one file on the last subject examined with it, or the last subject examined in the room as far as what he's got a record of. You get the date, the name of the person that was logged in at the time, and that is pretty much it.
Okay. Once he's done, Adrian will turn off the power again.
The date doesn't mean anything to you because it's an alien calendar system.
Yeah.
The last subject examined appears to have been one of the natives. Nothing in the file you see really says that they did anything to him. It really was just an examination.
Okay, I was like, Adrian, can you send me a copy of that real quick?
Very well.
All right, thank you. Next room.
All right, y'all travel further down.
Yes, sir. With my gun drawn.
Yeah, put yourselves in a marching order.
Well, Mr. Sentinel.
Yes,
AKA
yes, I'm the
Port
front man for the band.
There we go.
And just to be more uniform, here we go.
Yeah.
There's rocks, everyone.
There appears to have been some sort of cave-in here.
Well, we're not examining that room because I'm not digging through rocks.
It's only a couple
Y'all
tons of
wanna do
rubble.
Yeah, that's
Is there enough of a gap where we could get a few stones out of the way to like shine a light in and see what was in there, but not actually walk in?
You don't think so?
All right then.
All right.
But it looks like nothing can come through there.
Oh no.
Gotta.
Not unless it
Get
can
on the other
phase through
side of it.
solid matter, or
But if
Or
it could
with
do that, it
rock.
could do that anywhere.
Right.
That's not something I can do yet.
Give it time.
Yeah, that's something I can do eventually.
I mean, I could. Nah, I'm not gonna make that joke. It wouldn't. I don't think that joke would fly here very well.
More rocks and another
And a
door.
What's behind door number 3?
No. We check
Oh,
the
here
important
it
thing
is.
first. What are these rocks?
Nah.
Another impossible to move cave in.
Yeah. It's another pretty thorough cave-in.
All right.
Okay.
Now that I know nothing's gonna bust through there, now we
Right.
can check the door.
All right, I
Does
examine
that-
the rocks, and they turn out to be rocks.
Mimics.
Oh,
Lord.
dear Lord.
Does this door say anything?
It's the
Yes.
bathroom.
It's someone's quarters. You're pretty sure it's a rank, but the name of the rank doesn't really tell you anything.
Proper noun.
Okay.
Something.
Proper noun.
Yeah.
Quarters.
Yeah. Well, this, from what I can read, this appears to be somebody's quarters who used to work here. And he will trigger the door.
Wait, is Adrian a human?
He's Promethean.
Human-ish. Let's go with that.
Words.
Human plus.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
not
the-
native human, so I won't make the joke.
No.
Ascended
Prometheans are the ones that left, the first ones that left Earth, and they like live on space colonies.
Yeah, there's Xeon. I got it.
Well, they,
And they do
genetically
the-
muckered with themselves to the point that they are considered
Yeah.
a separate species now.
Yeah. It's their rite of passage to go through genetic modification.
Hey, what a neat little office.
And that's what it appears to be, is a neat little office.
Is there any blood or bodies?
There is not.
Is there paperwork?
No. There is no
Computer
There are
terminals or
And
knickknacks?
about to ask, that looks like a computer
There seems to
terminal.
be some kind of computer type thing on the desk. This room, there has been some caving in.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing big. Well, I mean, nothing block doorways or, but you've had portions of the ceiling fall in, so everything along this wall over here is pretty damaged.
Mhm.
Whatever these doohickeys are. Looks
He'll
like-
look back at
Go ahead.
Yeah, Adrian will look back at Hull and said, "Well, I see some form of terminal in there. Second verse, same as the first."
Let us begin.
And he'll go and he'll power the terminal.
All right, Patrick, give me a computer roll.
Cat's gonna be looking for knickknacks or anything else shiny just to kill some time.
Again, second verse exactly the same as the first.
Yeah. This is what happens when you let the two computer nerds go into an area full of computers.
And considering I think actually one of his character quirks is that I love learning about new technology.
Yeah, so's Adrian's.
Tech
This is right-
bros!
This is right up their alley.
It's like a new group of science bros. Though maybe tech bros is the way to go. I was one of the science bros in another campaign. But anyway,
Yeah.
So you fire up the terminal. Again, not a lot of information. You figure the overall network would have to be powered up.
Mm-hmm.
And
you can't power the whole damn network unless it's a single thing that needs powered that will in turn
these things
power
on
everything
the
else.
walls are probably part of it, or server storage. Yeah, you'd have to examine it more closely in detail to really figure it all out.
Okay, this is apparently someone's personal computer, more or less.
Yes, like I said, it's a terminal plugged in the network. You do find some personal files on here.
Any pictures?
Yes. Some of them, you see some pictures of the natives. You see pictures of a race you do not recognize.
Documenting.
They appear to be roughly human. They have the basic humanoid build that, all of you except Francis have.
And also, I'm literally hearing a cat right now, so.
Well, it ain't me. Those little bastards kill me. So.
Luckily, allergies do not translate through the interwebs. Anyway.
I'm glad for that. Otherwise, everybody would have killed me with peanut butter by now.
What was I going to say? Oh, yes. So, unidentified race. Pictures with the natives. Kind of. Some of them are almost like, I guess, souvenir shots. Almost like you would pose with somebody when you were on vacation. Say if you went to one of those festivals out west where, the Native Americans put on one of their dances, or if you were down in, Mardi Gras would probably be a bad example, but, it's like a keepsake. Some of them look like keepsake pictures almost.
Gotcha.
You can't make heads or tails of the facial expressions exactly. Because, not all races smile like people smile, or like humans smile. But, in none of the pictures do you see anybody looking like they're in distress. You've seen one of the natives, one of the indigenous people, in a state of fear, and you don't see that expression on any of the guys in these pictures.
Interesting.
There is a personal journal from the that same rank that's on the door. We'll call it a base commander for right now, but though nothing you've seen necessarily indicates it would be military, it might be head researcher or professor for all you know. Though something as basic as professor would probably have translated pretty easily. It's not... There's not a lot of scientific details in here. It's more his thoughts as the project's progressing. They appear to be on a tight timetable. At least I assume Adrian is translating all this, as you go. But yeah, they seem to be on a tight timetable. The last date recorded on the computer seems to match the one from the other room.
Well, that's interesting.
And there is reference to hoping they can get the... crap, I did not come up with a name for the indigenous people. Hoping they can get the...
indigenous people.
proper noun that does not specifically translate, settled in here good before they have to go.
The fact you said settled in. does raise some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Because that might mean these guys aren't the natives here.
Which means you're free to take all their crap. Woo! No.
Well, that is like, well, that would also explain why they're so zealously defensive of this place. If this is kind of where they came from.
Another bigger question I'm getting into here is, and we may have to go further into this, I'm half curious and half worried whether this is actually an installation or something that's mobile.
Considering the amount of rubble in it, let's hope it's not mobile.
Yeah.
Well, it was probably... Well,
Mobile at one point, maybe.
Yeah.
Correct.
I suppose we'll see the further in we go.
And also, this is just like a closet, I assume.
You have opened the door.
Also, as we're in here, Adrian will look at Kaz like, do you happen to see anything that looks like it might be a removable drive on those? Like for these things.
She'll do an investigation, check while they're doing their thing.
Okay. You don't see... You don't even see where there are panels you could take off to get to the inside.
It looks like a giant slab. No data drive.
Okay, when we're done doing the translating, and I assume Hull gives Adrian a copy of everything he downloaded.
Certainly.
Okay, he will go over to one of these and use analyze device.
Okay, I'm going to assume you do it to one of the ones over here that does not have visible damage to it.
Yeah. He'll go to the one that looks like it's the
yeah,
most
that one
intact.
that one down there is fine too.
I just poked one because like it's one of these things.
And you're using the analyze device on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he's going to do first, is to analyze the device.
Taylor, what's your character's name?
Donru, or Danru, however you say it.
Okay. Well, I assume this door also needs to be powered on before that it can be opened, correct?
Which door where?
I assume, closet.
Oh, down here, yeah. Pretty much all the doors seem to be powered in this place.
Oh.
Power was clearly not a problem.
I'll ask Danru. I'm going to investigate this door while they're checking that. Give me a hand.
I'll walk up to it with my shield out.
Alright, so you gotta pry the door open, or power it up, or whatever y'all do.
I said, Adrian will look over like, do you need it powered? While he's analyzing.
So, that is actually a very nice rug.
It really holds the room together. As far as you're analyzing, yes, this is some sort of super advanced data server.
It's a liquid state drive.
No, gas state drive.
Oh my.
We opened
the plasma ones were a little too expensive.
So, with the analyzing, can he see if there's anything that would look like it's a removable storage device within this sort of server box?
You get the impression... Actually, yes. Once you're inside, it's like... You know how in like an actual server you've got the trays with the individual hard drives?
Mm-hmm.
It's something about the size of one of those trays, but each tray is essentially one solid piece.
Okay.
It could theoretically be removed, but you would probably need the housing to actually access anything. The tech's a bit more advanced than you're used to seeing.
Okay. So, question then, using his ability to trigger things and to analyze, would he be able to, if he removed these trays, would he still be able to pull the data off of them without the housing?
given time and the tools, you could probably come up with some kind of adapter to hook it up to a regular computer.
Okay, so yeah, so basically my main question is, if he did this and we managed to get away with the stuff, would he have enough time on the ship to essentially build the adapter for whatever we need to use to read?
Let's see, it took you a few days to travel out this far.
It took us about a week.
I'm not assuming this is going to be like a whole thing in a week time. It's like this is going to be like a long-term pet project.
Oh yeah,
thing
yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
Would he be able to do it given time?
Yes, given time, you think you could be able to with that, or he thinks he'd be able to without too much trouble.
Okay. So he'll open up the server.
Okay.
And
having analyzed it, you have no trouble finding the basically the spot on the housing you have to touch. It's nothing visible, but
how large are these trays?
Oh, about 3 foot by 3.5.
About 3 by 3. Okay.
You know, about yay thick. There's
maybe
some
we
weight
should
to
pick
it, but
it up
not,
on the
not
way
as heavy
back.
as you'd have thought they'd been.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was that, cat? I talked all over you.
No, I heard it. He's like, yeah, I know. From that analysis, does it look like anything would get triggered if he removed the these decks? I'm just gonna call them.
It would probably be well. Let's see. Give me a mechanic. Nah, give me a computer use for this one.
Okay. The role that he's better at, hopefully, I say before the dice completely fuck me over. Computers. Blip. Yep.
Your
I called
hubris
it.
has offended Pip, god of dice.
Yeah.
Nuffle is displeased.
Nah, it'll be fine if you just pull the trays out. It'll be fine.
I'll say somebody pick up that phone because I fucking called it.
All right. So
Yeah,
how many trays are you going to unhook?
Right now he's not.
Okay.
He just wanted to know if it'd be safe. Basically, he has it open, and he'll look back at Hull and said, "So, I believe I'll be able to make an adapter to pull data off of these. So let's talk back by this room and see if we can't pick one or two of these up when we head out."
All right.
And he'll close it back up,
Okay.
and then leave it for later.
And this seems more like a personal space kind of office area, or...
Yes, this is we're out here. It seemed like kind of a business office. In here, it seemed like more of a personal reading room sort of thing. You know, think of it as you know how Next Generation Picard had his ready room.
Yeah.
It's like this would be the ready room, and then this out here would be, you know, one of the conference rooms. They just happen to be, you know, right next to each other.
Okay.
Which means we also have
Quick
these...
question.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
sorry, continue.
The snapshots were of the natives and then an unidentified species, the humanoid.
Yes.
And there. Okay. I was just making sure I was writing that down right.
And where the natives were in similar clothes to what you saw the natives in. The other species, it looked like, you know, it looked like something you'd see in a space station back home, you know.
Okay. Yeah, Cat looks over like, anyone get the feeling that the species here we're not recognizing might have made these guys, considering we had an examination room and a sample?
That's the feeling I'm getting, yeah.
I wouldn't say made. The way he said settled in, it sounds almost like these people were brought here.
Also true.
Like it was a species seeding other species on planets
Correct.
Yeah.
and genetically altering them to make sure they survived.
While they're talking about this, Jade's kind of looking around for stuff she can put in her pocket.
Once you get in this ready room, yeah, there are like little, there's some little keepsake kind of things. Yeah, you can't. Some of them you can't make hide or hear what they are, but they're easily pocketed.
But hey, they're metal.
He's going to take them.
It's metal. Some of it's crystals carved into kind of abstract shapes.
Steal all the knickknacks.
They've been here 1,000
Everyone
years.
roll a passive perception. Everyone roll perception, see if you see two people stealing shit from dead people.
Honestly, Cat would totally be taking a knickknack.
Honest-
Oh yeah, they've been dead long enough, it's not grave robbing. You can go ahead.
Yeah, let's be honest. Theft and archaeology is just terms.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, to be fair, there's a lot more licking stuff in archaeology.
Sometimes it's the only way to be sure.
But best way I've heard it put is the only difference between theft and archaeology is the time difference.
That's
And really, even then, it's still kind of theft.
The grave robbing.
Especially
Grave robbing.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to like Egypt, and they're like, "Hey, you took stuff out of pyramids, but we're still the country that owns them. We want them back." And the Museum of Britain is going, "What? No, we dug these up on our own. It's our stuff now."
We'll loan you these items.
Yeah, to give you an idea, there are whole sections of the Parthenon that are currently in England that, shocker, they're not willing to give back.
Yeah. Anyway, next two doors.
Be that as that may, Cat's still taking a desk knickknack.
Oh yeah.
She has a feeling it doesn't hold any great significance to the civilization.
Hey, for all you know, it could be idols to their gods.
Praise the crucibles.
No, there's no running water.
Yes, the bathroom is clearly recognizable as a bathroom.
Reassuring.
The setup is different, but still relatively recognizable. You're not sure what the 3 shells are for, but
Clearly an advanced species, they knew of the 3 shells.
And this here is obviously a bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
More knickknacks, items.
The sheets look nice.
Roll a perception check for thread count.
The actual sheets have pretty well rotted away.
Very low thread count.
The red blanket-looking thing over the top is in surprisingly good shape. It's a little stiff and it crumbles a little bit as you manhandle it, but it was clearly some kind of synthetic fiber where what's under it was something of a more natural fiber. If you actually examine the rug out in the ready room, it's made of that same synthetic.
Francis is going to try and carve off a section of that.
Okay.
Whoa. Danru will attempt to stop him. Whoa. We can just roll up the whole thing.
Are we really going to lug around the rug?
I kind of want to look under the mattress and see if there's anything hidden in there. I'm sure everyone hides their money.
Well, actually, one thing, the synthetic material, if this is already kind of starting to crumble a bit, we could probably just go ahead and take a bit of that if you needed a sample.
We're investigating this bedroom.
Cat's rifling through drawers and any chests.
Well, let's be honest. We're an adventuring party and we found an empty area. What are we going to do?
Take it apart.
Loot everything that ain't nailed down. What do you think?
As Hole stands there with the crowbar, and I goes, amateur.
So, while holding the rug, is it foldable or is it just going to be kind of breaking apart as I touch it?
It's going to break apart if you try to roll it up. It's too stiff for that amount of...
Alright.
It's just not limber enough anymore.
Don't worry, Francis. We'll buy you a rug when we get back.
I'll look back over.
station.
You can cut a patch.
I'm just thinking there's a few polymer companies I would love to see see a sample of this stuff.
Yeah, we can't roll it, so go ahead and cut a patch. Danner's just kind of sad.
We take some samples because I'm pretty sure our archaeologist friend would love to see those. And is that all we find in there?
Oh, yes.
There's any-
There's more knickknacks and personal effects in the commander's quarters, but
Oh yeah, one or two make it into pockets. Might have archaeological significance to somebody.
it belongs in a museum.
Sarah,
Yeah.
you are not Bree.
My archaeologic hobbit, or not hobbit, halfling's coming out.
Yes, I know.
Danru will quickly ask the group, did anyone check to see if there's a stool sample in the
No.
what appears to be a toiletry area?
Thank you for volunteering.
I'm asking if anyone did already. I'm not doing it myself.
Well, I mean, I don't think it would be any good because it's like, what, thousands of years old? Isn't that how
If
old
it fossilized, the inner meat
Ugh,
may still be
it's
usable.
full of corn.
No, the thing, other than being a little dusty, the thing seems to be remarkably clean.
Alright then.
And there's no water.
Moving
standing
on.
in it, so, you know.
It's full of corn.
Corn don't digest.
Yeah, I know.
Well, for human, other things can digest corn. It's not an indigestible material.
It's
It's just indigestible for humans.
it's literally the rentable food. All right.
Anyway, more down the hallway.
Yeah.
Before we can plummet this even further down this.
Yum.
Oh, God.
Everyone just swarms towards the next door.
Get
Everyone's
off
so
me!
hungry
I
to
can't
steal.
breathe, lizard man! What are you doing?
Everybody give me a perception check.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Why couldn't it be at advantage?
Da, 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 da. Oh, what's
shit.
that's not a.
Wait, do I have?
Well, that's no, but it is a. At least glad I have a high wisdom. Didn't help.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
I see nothing.
Wow.
My flashlight dies.
All right,
Somehow,
Taylor.
Anna,
did you
I
add to your
rolled
roll?
one and got higher than you.
Nothing.
Okay. You have no wisdom?
I'm at a base 10.
You're the
What?
space paladin. What? How does that work?
Why'd you roll fudge die?
Paladins
That
are
was an
charisma.
Yeah, I forgot. All right. So, did anybody get over a 15 or over?
I did.
Adrian.
Ah, yes.
One person.
I got a 16.
You see. Oops.
Murderbot containment unit.
You see a light glitter from
Deactivated.
right here,
A light.
just far enough that you can't quite make out what was causing it.
Okay, he'll
I don't like that.
he'll stop everybody and goes, so, I just saw a light from further down the hallway.
Oh, no.
Cat's like, want me to go look? She can be sneaky.
Yes, Bisnicke.
Personally, I kind of want to check out this door whereby, just in case nothing pops out of it behind us, but...
Yeah, let's do that.
Hmm.
And maybe whatever's down there will, like, not see us.
I mean, if it's shining a light, chances are we already got saw.
Not a light like a
Yeah.
flashlight, like a green LED or
Yeah.
Is it similar
Yeah,
to
like
the light that we
the
saw
sensor.
in the image?
in the video. Yes.
Okay, yeah, Adrian will say it kind of looks like the light that was in the video.
It's like a VCR flashing 12 o'clock from across the room.
Sort of. As far as the color.
From across the eons, they still didn't read the manual.
Those of you that are too young, it's like a DVR flashing 12.
Lord.
Like a monitor that's gone to sleep.
Thank you for making me feel old now.
Hey, I used a VCR as well. I just know, younger than me, it gets less and less likely.
I had to explain what a floppy disk was.
Oh,
It's a save icon. It's a 3D printed save icon. It's not hard.
Great.
Hey, our buddy John was giving back when he worked at the hospital, was giving some kind of, not lecture, he was teaching some kind of little class or orientation thing. And that is what one of the college-age girls called it when he held up a floppy. She thought it was neat because somebody had made an actual physical thing of the save icon. And she's working in the medical field. But anyway.
I feel old now.
let's poke this door.
If it makes you feel any better, I have a VCR in my living room right now.
I do feel better now.
It's not plugged in. I keep meaning to carry it over to a buddy of mine that needs to convert some stuff from VHS to something usable.
I feel old again.
If it makes you feel better, I have a Nintendo hooked up in my living room.
Yeah, retro gaming's a thing. That don't mean much.
So we hitting the door first, or are we going to investigate the flash event?
She says.
I'd say we hit that door first.
Yeah, I mean, Adrian will power the door. He'll
Okay.
poke it.
Danner will stand.
Which door are we doing?
The double doors that are closest.
Yep.
That's gonna move over here, just in case. It's been too quiet.
Once again, Danner with only his shield out, no weapons yet.
The light that you're seeing over here suddenly moves out to here.
Oh no!
Where?
The light is moving.
Is Adrian the one that notices that?
Ooh.
Yes.
Zoom out.
He'll pause and go, yeah, okay, that light is moving.
Such is life.
The light.
And he'll point it out and go, that light's moving.
Would we all be able to see it now that he's pointing it out?
Oh, sure. And, if Jade shoots a flashlight over that way, I will reveal some more of the hallway.
Does Jade want to?
I've got dark vision.
Francis is gonna step in front of Jade. God damn it, get out of the way, Francis.
Because Francis has dark vision.
Yep. And I'm a bigger target than you. And you're already hurt. Oh no, we leave now! Now.
Hey!
That's a big boy.
Look at Let's just go into the door. I think that sounds like a great option.
He's a big
Let's go back into the office.
Look at that big FLCL looking motherfucker.
I have a feeling the words roll initiative are coming up.
Well, good night, everybody.
I mean, this could just be the drink robot come to serve us delicious hot drinks.
It could be. It's not.
Cat's gonna use an action to kind of stealth against the wall.
The door.
You're pretty sure it spotted you.
Oh,
She's still gonna just press herself against the wall, hoping that somehow she's gained the ability to, like, chameleon.
It's a vision is based on movement. Wait, no, that's not it. Never mind. You're dead.
Like, she turns off the lights in the eyes of her mask.
As it stands up straight, it's around 9 feet tall. In game terms, clearly a large creature or automaton.
Yeah.
The great
As
curse.
it steps out and you all notice it, it holds up both hands and begins speaking to you.
Okay, it's a friendly murder bot. Good.
Maybe tell it. Is there any way to decipher what it said?
It doesn't seem to be a language you recognize.
It doesn't, or does?
It does not seem to be a language you recognize.
Okay.
Cat gives the universal signal. She hopes universal signal of shrugging and shaking her head.
Danru will mimic its action of just holding his hands up.
Yeah, Cat has put away her gun. She's not shrugging.
Wani Grani Pnenibon.
That only works if you offer it an energon beauty afterwards.
Damn it.
Let's say, random question. How much of this alien's language, at least visually, has Adrian been able to create a translation of by this point?
Let's see. The sample trays would have given you letters and some would be like chemical names. The journals would have given you a little bit.
Yeah, like he's been cataloging everything that they come across.
You wouldn't know how to pronounce any of it, but you could probably do simple sentences.
Okay.
Write it down.
Or
That's
do
what I'm
like
saying.
a
That's what I'm saying. If
display.
you wrote it down,
Okay.
you could do fairly simple sentences.
Yeah, if we could actually put a display, we might be at least try to communicate it via
Yeah.
that way.
What Adrian will do is he'll pull out his second PDA, and he will, one hand up, the other with the PDA, he will type out, like, friend with a question mark on it in the alien's language,
Okay.
and sort of show it to the machine to see if it understands.
Alright. So, do you get out ahead of everybody else then?
He'll kind of come up to here-ish.
And so the two tech guys and the Sentinel, maybe, just in case.
Quick, brains! Point guy, you're the point man.
Yeah, he's going to stay a respectable distance, but he's hoping that because this is a machine, it will be able to see.
Because it seems to be able to respond to us just fine.
So he'll also, like, underneath that, he will type out, can only read, no speak.
It steps forward 5 feet and repeats what it said before.
Does any of it look? Does any of it, like, sounding out what the creature's saying? Does any of it look familiar to what Adrian has cataloged in terms of vocabulary or language or anything?
You think you recognize the word leave. That's about it.
Adrian will pause and says, okay, the only word of that I can understand, based on what we've cataloged so far, is the word leave.
You know, because it matches up where the commander was talking about hoping to get them settled before they had to leave.
Mm-hmm. Adrian will take the second PDA that he wrote that thing down at. He'll set it down on the floor, and he will slide it over to the machine.
Okay. You slide it over, it slides up to the thing's foot. And the thing takes a 5-foot step forward and proceeds to step on it.
Oh.
Okay.
You don't particularly get the impression that it was intentionally aiming for it. It just steps forward, not paying any attention to it.
Okay.
Danner will go ahead and slowly walk up. Just be like, you boys may want to get behind me.
That's part of the plan.
Yeah, Adrian will back up behind Danru. Saying is
Danner will take punching
he'll-
stage.
he'll basically say, basically all I can tell is this might be some form of
It's a
defensive
security.
automaton.
Yeah, I think it's a security bot.
It takes another 5 foot forward, repeats itself again, this time at about double volume, though.
That's an angry robot noise, guys.
Okay, so it's
Are
a
we
murder
leaving?
Roomba.
Actually, is this thing specific?
Can
Adrian
one
will-
of you use analyze device?
That takes 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Ah,
What Adrian
Wait.
will do, though,
10
is
minutes.
takes
does.
1 minute, but it has to be touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But what Adrian will do is he will back up further, like back here. He will activate his sim unit, and he will see if he can glean anything from this machine within the simulacrum matrix. I can English, the simulacrum matrix. Because he knows all of the automaton and construct languages.
As do I.
So he wants to see if he can glean anything from the matrix as opposed to just seeing it visually.
Let's see, and I think that's the actual language they're referring to. I think it's the where is language is at? It's the Olomu or ALOMU.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he also knows that and Alpha Line too.
Yeah, those are specific languages.
Yeah, those are specific, but they're specific to constructs and automatons. So what he's going to see is if he can glean anything from its coding.
At least one of those is I think a specific grouping of automatons.
Yeah. Basically what he's doing is knowing these languages.
The outside is considered the universal standard among automatons. But that's within the current modern cultures.
Yep.
You would not expect this one to be programmed with the same language.
Yeah, and he's not. But what he's doing is, within the simulacrum matrix, what he's going to do is take his knowledge of these two coding languages, the knowledge of, so far, everything he's gleaned of the language of this particular race, and see if anything overlaps or lines up to give him a better understanding of what this thing is and what it might want to do besides just the word leave.
Okay. Let's see, what would you need to roll for that?
Well, let me open up the PDF because I forgot what they all are. I've just been looking at the Roll20 sheet and it's like just pressing a button. I have astrophysics, computers, lore, mechanics, and perception. So...
And you're basically trying to decipher how this thing thinks.
Pretty much, yeah, to see if he can discern more about it so he can try to communicate with it better. See if there's some way for it to not turn hostile on us. Kind of a thing. Computer roll? Okay. There's too many tabs open. An 8.
No, you don't think you're making much progress.
Okay.
And at this point, everybody roll initiative. You have tested his patience as far as it is programmed to be patient.
We reach that you have 30 seconds to comply moment, haven't we?
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Oh, damn. I rolled a fucking 4. Oh, well. Hey, Anna, guess what? You're going ahead of me. You rolled better than I did. Congratulations.
Yay! But what's important is I'm not first.
Yeah, but you're not last either.
So 15.
Alright, does this thing have any bonuses to its initiative? Oh, sort of.
I'll say I know what my character's doing.
Looks like I'm going last.
We're all rolling bad tonight. Yay! And we're about to fight a death bot.
Deathbot!
At least a pain bot.
At least we'll all be terrible together.
But let's see. The question is, I believe you rolled a 6.
Yes.
Potentially.
Alright. Has Cat rolled?
Pardon?
Had you
Yeah,
rolled?
I rolled.
Did you get a 19 or a 20?
Rolled a 20.
Okay. The turn order still had the turns from last time, so I've got multiples of some of you. What did Adrian roll?
A 4.
All right, that means the 22 goes away.
See, I is last.
All right, what did Danru get?
A 15, I believe.
Okay.
Yes.
What did Jade get?
A 10.
What did Hall get?
A 6.
Oh, okay, that one was actually right. Which may just mean you had a 6 twice.
Yay!
Oh, yeah, I have to add Killbot. Or whatever he's called. Who got a 12?
Let's say from studying this thing, would I be able to do a quick power on myself before combat started?
You were working on his language when this went down, so
Okay, so probably not.
no. You'd have to
All right.
spend a round doing that.
Yep, fair enough.
All right, top of the
And also-
order. Oh, what was
And,
that?
and also, I suspect we finally actually figured out why the natives are really afraid of this place.
Maybe it likes the natives.
Knows.
And the
Okay.
top of the order is Cat.
She is going to move back to about here and hold her action until it does something hostile. Once it takes a swing at one of the party, she's going to take a shot at it.
Yeah, that seems fair. So that'd be after you then. You're holding an action. So, Francis.
All right. We're only seeing 3 people on the turn order.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
how is that, I wonder? Hang on, let me...
May
I
not
don't
have added
know.
turns.
Yeah,
Well,
we
the
see
trick is on my
Killbot.
turn order, I've got everybody, so...
Yeah, I'm seeing the Killbot, Adrian, and Cat.
Same here.
Yeah, that's all I see as well.
Yeah, that's all I've got on Cambot over here. Well, I don't see what would have caused that. Or exactly how to fix it. Alright. Okay, Killbot is on there. So Francis needs to be on there.
There's Francis. We can see him now.
Yeah, but not the one, huh? Okay.
Oh no, I got an 8.
Then why did it...
It might have your old initiative.
Yeah.
It must have. Alright, hang on just a second. I'm going to clear everything.
Sorry.
So everybody,
Make a fresh
everybody,
turn
look at what
order.
you got.
I got a 4. I'm good. I'm going last. I know that.
And now we'll go and add everybody back on. All right, so he
Okay.
had a 12.
Now I see a bunch of tokens.
Tarky, what do you have?
15.
Zach.
8.
Anna.
I have a 10.
Patrick.
A 6.
Adrian.
4.
And then Kat was
I
at
added
20?
mine in.
Okay. Alright.
There we
We
go.
had Kat on a 20. And then Dan Rue on a 15. Alright. Maybe we got it sorted now.
Danru will quickly speak a sentence in all 4 languages, asking the the robot to comply to one of those, to comply to the language, to see if it knows one of the 4 languages he knows, to tell him.
Okay, so that is your action?
Yep.
Not the face.
Well, I'm waiting to see if it grabs me or if it tries to hit me. If it just tries to grab me and throw me out, I'll just let it grab me and throw me out. If it's just the bouncer, I'll let it do its job. If it tries to kill me, then it's a fight.
Let's see, where did I put this guy? There's the stats. You see something in the palm of its hand, iris open, and it takes a shot at you.
What?
Well, I think that would trigger Cat's hold action.
Yep. I'll wait until he does the roll, and then I'll take a shot as well.
Okay.
Is that 12 your attack?
No, that was his initiative roll.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
see. Oh, that's his blade. Where's his range? Ooh. Single target or burst fire?
Yay.
Yay, indeed. Now, he is just targeting our dear Kesh friend that is in front. I figure that's going to hit you. And his damage is... Alright, so his damage is a D, that plus 2, alright.
I'm gonna go ahead and, once you roll yours, I'll roll Cat's damage for the shot.
Or her hit for the shot.
Yeah, her attempt at, giant robot.
Alright, 4 points of damage there. Denver.
Ouchie.
Yes, an 11 probably doesn't hit.
11 does not hit.
Alright, shot goes wide.
I'll drop to 7.
And then it takes a second attack. At Cat, because she shot at it. Does a 13 hit you, Cat?
No, I am at 14.
Alright, then it is Jade.
To use my auto rifle.
Okay.
6. Yeah. Nice. Not really.
Uh, 15 does not hit.
Damn.
Oh yeah, I probably should have also asked on my turn if there's a visible power source to this thing.
Not that you noticed, just from glancing.
Alright. There's no cables on it or anything.
No. It seems to be pretty well contained and armored. Francis.
Taking a shot with my heavy pistol, and please tell me an 18 hit.
Well, I could tell you that, and it would be true. Roll your damage.
I was about to say, we should probably run if we can't hit it with an 18. Eight. Nice.
Let's see, does it have any damage resistance? No. Okay, your shot clearly does some damage to it. Hull.
All right. I bravely back up.
I bravely run away.
And in the process, I also yell out, activate aimbots and activate sensory boost.
Oh,
which will give Francis, Jade, and again Taylor. I'm sorry. What's your character's name? It's
Just go with Dan.
It's Dan.
Dan.
It's Dan Rue.
Danru. And Danru all have a +2 to their attack rolls and +2 to all of their their +2 attack rolls and saving throws until the end of the duration.
Nice.
Yeah. See, I try to remember Dan Rue's name by thinking of Scooby-Doo trying to say damn you. It's not perfect, but it works somehow.
Is it that hard to remember the name Dan?
Yes. Terribly complicated and alienish name. Alright, so Patrick buffed. Adrian.
Okay. Adrian will use one of his 2 power slots to cast Symbiont Mark on the machine. And and it's the ability, he will force it to take disadvantage on wisdom saves.
Okay.
And as my action, he will activate his ghost power and will use Machine Hacker. It needs to make a meet/beat a DC 13 Wisdom save.
Okay. Uh-oh, Patrick, we seem to have lost you. Oh, wait, there you are.
There.
Alright, so... Alright, so what was the power you were using on him?
Symbiont Mark. So basically what he did was he forced it to take wisdom saves at disadvantage, and now he's forcing it to make a wisdom save.
Okay. What DC is it looking for?
Has to meet or beat a 13.
Okay. Alright, normally it has advantage on wisdom saves to avoid that sort of thing. So your disadvantage cancels that out, so it just makes the straight roll.
Okay.
And I forgot earlier, I've been meaning to roll dice for this, not use the dice. Got a total of a 19.
Yeah, okay, so it is not charmed by me.
If there's one thing I can say about Adrian this far into the game, he is not overly charming.
Yeah, I know. But okay, so he will go. Alright then. And he will come over here. And yeah, that's his turn.
And then we are back to the top with Kat.
She is going to take another shot at it.
Okay.
You can actually do... Oh, never mind.
So there's a 17 total?
Yep.
That is just shy of what you need.
Oh shit, so we need to hit with an
Is
8.
it considered in melee?
That's I was about to...
Nobody is base to base with it, so no.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to ask you to hold action until it's engaged, but...
Did you give her the +2 to attack?
That's actually gone to Francis, Jade, and Danu.
Oh, okay.
The people that were closest to you when you set it off.
Yeah.
Alright.
She's going to hold position where she is, and that's her turn.
Okay. Where's my pencil? I forgot I had meant to make tokens for the buffs.
Mm-hmm.
So let me make a little note here. Make tokens stupid.
You can always,
You may want to put a comma in there.
Go ahead.
Ha! Very good. Yes, comma. And add characters. All right, maybe I remember now.
If you make the tokens look stupid, then you'll just feel silly later on.
I don't know. Pathfinder made their token card or their condition cards with all the little goblins. It was hilarious.
Well, that's comedic, not stupid.
I used to watch early Jim Carrey movies. Things can be both. Alright, after Cat, it is Danru. What you gonna do?
Well, I'm thinking about using an ability, unfortunately.
Why is that unfortunate?
Because I have a limited amount.
Oh, that's true. Look on. How many more fights could there be?
We'll get an actual range of it. And go ahead and pop a spear out and attempt to do a scorching strike.
Let's say this is for everybody. If you do something that forces it to make wisdom saves, it is at disadvantage. It's not just against me.
That's just a debuff you got on it, period.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So activation is one bonus action. So, yay.
Okay. So that's your bonus action for the round. And then your action will, of course, to be the actual attack.
Actual attack, yes. Does an 18 hit?
An 18 is exactly what you need to hit.
Alright, let me read you Scorching Strike quick. Next time you hit a creature with a melee weapon, attack during this power duration, the weapon erupts with a fiery explosion, dealing an extra d6 fire damage to the target, and causes the target to burst into flames. At the start of each of its turns, until the effect ends, the target must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, it takes an extra d6.
Okay.
Or it takes 1d6 of fire damage. On a successful save, the effect ends. If the target or a creature within 5 feet of it uses an action to put out the flames, or if some other effect douses the flames, such as being submerged in water, the effect ends. So it's gonna be I'm gonna be hitting you with the spear damage.
Plus a d6.
Yeah. So it'll be 1d6 plus 2, so 5, and then an extra d6, so 7 total.
Okay.
And then on its turn, it has to make a Constitution saving throw.
And then it is its turn. Now, your debuff was only for wisdom saves, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So, what is its con save? Okay. It got a 17.
Yeah, that'll get it.
So is it not on fire now, or it just did not take damage this round?
If I'm not, let me double check. On a successful save, the effect ends.
Okay. Well, you know, it's a big metal something. It's not all that flammable.
Yeah. It was more the explosion that did damage than the fire.
Alright. Now it is going... Since you're in melee with it, those sharp-looking fingers on both hands snap together where they're almost blade-like, and then it makes 2 melee attacks on you.
Oh, joyful.
Indeed. Does a 10 hit you?
No.
Alright, second attack. Does an 18 hit you?
It ties.
It's meter beat.
Okay, then yes, it hits me.
Alright, so that's a... Nine points of slashing damage.
Oof. Yeah, I'm hurt. I'm hurt, buddy. I've got 2 points left.
Ouch. Ooh.
Because when we take a level, you can just take the
average.
half die, the average, yeah.
But it was half die plus something.
Oh yeah, plus con.
Okay.
So sorry, I'm at 3. Forgot to add the con. Well, my next turn's gonna be mending myself.
Luckily, you can do that now.
Luckily, I can do that now.
So it'll be fine. Jade, you're up.
Do you want to try to shoot it again?
Okay.
And don't forget Drew.
I'll do it.
That'll do it.
That's a shoot.
Well, so did we calculate the +2 to damage for Dan's attack too?
I don't believe we did, no. So it should have taken another 2 points of damage?
Let's see, I just thought of that.
That's
Nah,
fine.
my bad.
There's another
That's
2
how
points
it
of damage. Okay. And then you did 5 points to it?
Yep.
Does she have the plus, or was that just Danru?
We all did.
Okay.
Yeah, it's. I can do 3 people.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, it was them 3. Okay, I got you now. So that's actually 7 off of it. It's starting to look kind of rough. Maybe not as rough as Danru, but pretty rough.
They're neck and neck.
I'm here to be the shield.
Mm-hmm.
Francis, you're up. Francis knew that.
I ain't gonna hit.
No, that's not going to do it. Single digits and all on the dice. Let's see. Hull.
Means popping one of my big ones. But we may need to protect Danru. So.
Smoke him if you got him.
We still got to get out of here, though.
Yeah, that's. We also still have a lot more of this place to explore, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, Adrian sealed the back door, so unless they can forcibly pry the door open themselves, they're not coming through the the elevator.
Yep.
Or unless they have an Esper like you.
Also true.
It's a technomancer. So what's their technology? Fire-hardened wood.
Yeah. They have the best charcoal around, guys.
Their barbecues are fantastic.
They are,
The
yeah.
pigments they use for their cave paintings, amazing.
It is.
Oh. Ideas.
Let's say, as I realized, I think I forgot to put in my adjusted HP after we leveled on my sheet.
Okay.
Sounds like everybody's trying to slowly add HP to themselves. Mid-combat.
Look, I did last week. So.
No, I legitimately realized 'cause I have a +2 to con. My hit die is a D8
here,
and my hit points say I'm at 10 for maximum right now, and I don't think that's correct for a level 2 character because I didn't roll a 0 for HP.
That does not sound right at all.
Yeah, so I was looking at it, I'm like, wait a minute, I don't think this is correct. I'm just gonna do it quick. Ignore this. Okay. I have another 10 HP. Woo.
Where's... Here we are. I get close to it. At least within 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And... you'll see... when I get close to it, you'll actually see some of my drones fly around me. They all of a sudden all light up, and a big wave comes out, EMPing it.
Oh my.
Wow, you're basically using Mr. Terrific's T-spheres. Huh.
Yeah, that's kind of the effect I'm going with them.
Alright, so I'm assuming, as an EMP, I'm assuming it would do nothing to Danru if he was caught in it.
Sorry, what?
I'm assuming as an EMP that it will do nothing to Danru.
Correct. Let me look up the... because it actually is a rig expansion. That's kind of the... in a lot of ways, that's kind of like turn. Oh, they actually kind of have a turning ability too, but this is something else. Each deletes and disorients robots, drones, or any creature with the automaton or construct creature type.
This thing is a construct. I was thinking automaton earlier, but it's a construct. I think the automatons tend to be more self-aware.
Yeah.
Okay, so what has it got to roll?
Let's see. Give me. Must make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. That is not its greatest stat. It is better than its charisma, though. Alright, so that's a 4 on the dice. Minus
Yay.
1. Does a 3 succeed?
No. Let's see.
So
if
what
the target
is the
fails,
effect?
target fails, it is impaired until the end of your next turn, or until it takes any damage. If this ability also affects mechanical creatures controlled by a live operator, impaired targets cannot take any reactions, and its movement is reduced to 0. The only valuable target is a dodge action.
So it cannot take actions?
Correct. Essentially, I stunned it right now until, basically, unless it takes damage or... Basically, I'm buying us an extra round.
Okay.
Preferably so Danru can probably heal himself.
Probably not. And possibly step back a little bit.
Yes.
I mean, he goes before the thing anyway.
Yeah, but if it's stunned, he doesn't have to take a withdraw action if he wanted to pull back.
Also, if it's stunned, we just let its turn pass, and then we have a full round of hitting it before it can attack again.
Correct.
Do we know this in character?
That is a good question.
Right, EMPing to gain time against a robot makes sense.
And also, I will announce it after the effect takes place. It's inoperable for a short time period. Get ready to basically unload on it.
Curb stomping!
Okay.
Adrian, you're up.
Well, knowing that, he will charge a sprite beam in his hand, and he will hold his action until somebody else fires on it.
Okay.
Basically, we back up, form firing line.
We go straight colonial Britons.
As long as this thing's name is not Elfalusi.
Oh,
Nope.
Lord.
My pronunciation immediately died, so I won't make that joke.
Cat.
Holding action. Once everyone else starts taking shots, she'll start taking shots.
Danru.
The gun hurt less. Gonna step back and do a mend.
Alright.
Which will be my last ability, because I only get 2.
Alright, that gives you what, a D8 back?
Let me
Or is
get
it
to
more
it real
likely
quick.
on hands than Hill Miner?
Actually, I think...
1d8 plus my forging ability modifier.
Okay.
Man. Really should have set that bonus up, shouldn't I?
Is your forging ability not very high?
First off, I gotta figure out what my forging ability bonus is.
Alright, Sentinel.
I'm pretty sure it's charisma if you're anything like the paladin.
Alright, so it'll be a d8 plus 4 then. Because proficiency bonus plus forging ability bonus. So, yeah.
Might not be the same thing as the paladin, because cybermancer is essentially this version of the warlock. But
Sentinel abilities are based on charisma, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
That is how I set him up, and why I set him up this way.
Okay, then yeah.
Maciej, 'cause
So it'll be a d8 plus 4.
Okay.
I was gonna say, because cybermancers are int-based casters, not charisma-based casters.
I got 5 points back.
Take them 5 points.
Woo!
Then it's its turn. And it is stunned. Now, you said it could take the dodge action?
As a reaction, yes. Let me double. Let's see. The ability offers. The only action available to the target is the dodge action.
Well, that's all
It
it can
can't
do.
make-
That's what it will do.
The impaired target cannot do any reaction. Movement is reduced to 0.
Dodge action 176.
We probably should have just shot it then. Because if it's anything like 5e, then we automatically take disadvantage on all of our attacks.
And it makes dexterity saving throws with advantage.
Yeah.
But yes, you are now at disadvantage to hit it.
Hmm.
As it goes into evasive maneuvers.
Yay.
Wish I knew that prior, but guess it, huh?
Jade, you're up.
Yay! Bonus. You gotta roll twice and take the lowest because we're at disadvantage. Okay.
Yep. So now we're actually at the option to be able to, since it's already gone now, we can shoot it again.
Alright, the 16 is not going to hit.
Hmm.
For all of you holding actions, somebody
Well,
started firing it.
Yep, gonna go. So,
Take a shot.
Is that counting in the +2 you've got? The temporary +2?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
nope. Because fuck the dodge action.
I had
I
not
mean,
realized
the
how
sprite-
effective the dodge action will be.
So does the sprite beam hit?
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
Oh.
Because I rolled a disadvantage, so I rolled a 7.
Francis, you're up.
Change the name. And no.
And Patrick, we're back to you.
All right. I'm going to use one of my electric surge, saving the nice shot when I know it's not going to be a disadvantage. Okay, and
Nice.
Alright, the 19 hits.
of course the crit fails. Anyway, who's it? So that's going to be
What were you hitting him with?
using electrical surge. Basically, a beam of electricity comes out and hits him.
That's
It
one of your
ignores
primes?
cover. Yeah, it's one of my primes.
Okay.
My generic kind of tick damage ability.
I'll use spellcaster types to get those.
That's what I need.
Is it the straight forward, or do you add anything to it?
Okay. Yeah, I actually needed to. There. It actually should have been a +3.
Okay.
And also, since I might as well, I'll use one of my coordinated attacks. One of my drones comes out and basically does the exact same thing to it.
Okay. And that takes your bonus action to activate?
Yes.
Okay.
That's and well, at least I'm rolling high to hit.
You're not getting the crit you're rolling, but at least you're hitting. Alright, roll that beautiful damage again.
So that's 10 damage.
Nice. And it goes down. All the damage is taken, had opened up the armor, and you get a shot inside that just wrecks shop. The light on its head goes out, and it just kind of topples forward.
And now, examine it.
Yeah, it's some kind of combat guard droid.
That's kind of what I figured. Just to ask, when it starts shorting out, does it look similar to the explosion that the device did with the couriers? Now, check to see if it's running on a similar power source.
It would be hard to tell because it was in the previous one was in a case. You just kind of heard generic electrical sparking and stuff.
Okay.
So, yes, it does sound similar, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Gotcha. And while I'm over there, Dan, you doing okay?
I've had worse. How heavy is that thing?
It's a large creature made of metal. Pretty heavy.
Looking inside, consider it open up the chest plates. Is there any kind of... I guess the word I'm looking for is data drive, operating system. The brain, essentially, is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, you could probably... Well, give me a roll to make sure you'd recognize it.
That's probably going to be a mechanics roll, correct?
Mechanics or... Yeah, go with mechanics. Yeah, you're pretty sure you could find that kind of stuff.
Yoink.
So you take out, it's essentially its hard drive.
Yeah.
Okay.
If all else fails and we have to run, at least we'll have a chunk of it we can examine later.
Alright, where do y'all go from here?
Well, Adrian's going to take his time to use analyze device on the machine itself.
I already did that.
Yeah, that's one of the things Patrick was doing. Yeah, it's a combat droid. It had the bladed weapon. It had basically encrypted software that made it harder to use any kind of abilities that would hack it. So what gave it wisdom saving throws on a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Its ranged weapon was some sort of micro autocannon.
Is that something that's inherently built into the limb?
Yes. It was not holding it, It could basically do that, its palm would spiral open.
Can you tell how far back in the limb it attaches to?
Essentially, it's in the forelimb.
So if we just cut it off at the shoulder, we could take it.
Potentially, though its size of a large creature, so you couldn't carry it around exactly. As far as to use.
Yeah, no. Just bring it with us.
Yeah.
Fold it, carry it.
Well, basically, studying the gun in it, would he be able to tell if this is something that requires ammunition, or is it an energy-based weapon?
Let's see, what is it doing? It does piercing damage, so it is firing ammunition.
Firing
Not
ammo.
so much bullets as... Or, not chemical bullets. It's more like it was a little railgun. The projectiles were just bits of metal that it was using magnetism to fling at it.
It's shooting a thumbtack at 700 miles an hour.
Think more of a bit of metal the size of a Tylenol pill.
Okay. And all of this is contained within the forearm?
Yes.
We're
Would he be
literally
able to-
going Mass Effect with this. I like this.
Yeah. Would he be able to tell if there's a way to just manually detach the forearm from analyzing?
With the proper tools, you could probably get it off. It's gonna take a little work.
He's got the tools for that.
But do you have the time?
Well, he did seal the door.
I think the thing's not going anywhere. Let's check the other doors.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
we may as well take a short rest.
And if need be, if we're in a hurry, I'm pretty sure Dan can just hack the arm off if need be.
What is
I'll
that?
say-
A brute?
Let's say Adrian does have a micro tool set and a plasma torch.
That would make it relatively easy to take off. You just want to
So,
get far enough
yeah.
up that you were sure not to damage the actual mechanism you're trying to save.
Yeah, basically he wants to take the forearm with the gun in it and all of its attached mechanisms.
And I could probably give us some help with my mechanics tools too.
Yeah, between the two of you, it takes you a couple minutes, but you get it off.
Okay. And he will take that and put it in his pack.
It
And put his
kind of
tools away.
sticks out because it's a pretty good sized little forearm.
It's basically a rifle
It's a little bulkier than that though,
in the shape of an arm, but it's basically the size of a rifle, kind of.
because you examine the arm, it's kind of a rounded tip and then fans out
Mm-hmm.
to where those fingers are.
Yeah.
So it's almost like having the stand-up body part of a vacuum cleaner stuck back there.
Yeah, he'll take it.
Like I said, it's a little bulky, but you manage to get it where
Yeah.
it should stay in your pack.
It's systems that he can tinker with later on the ship, and if he absolutely has to, he could theoretically aim it, use trigger device, and fire the railgun if he absolutely has to.
You'd probably get improvised weapon penalty out of that.
It's something.
But anyway, it'll stay in your backpack as long as you don't have to do a whole lot of climbing or running or whatnot.
Yeah. That's basically what he wanted, because his other mechanic friend took the thing's OS.
Oh, the
So,
two tech guys
yeah.
are going to be competing for the fancy technology of this entire campaign.
Maybe. Or the triggers, though, the thing you have is probably the thing I want. The thing I have is probably the thing you want.
I'll trade
I think
you.
at this
I'll
point-
trade you.
I think at this point it's more of a combination of the two of them just gathering stuff and then collabing.
Well, you really only got the one lab on the ship, or the one workshop on the ship, so you'll have to share.
Yeah. So, check this door, or this door, or this door.
Yes, yes, and yes.
All right, give me an order.
Let's
You're
do this.
checking them in. And do you take a short rest first?
Oh, that'd probably
Or,
be
never mind.
advised.
The couple of minutes that you were hacking the robot up, everybody else gets a short rest.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And since you tech guys weren't really damaged,
Yeah.
so anybody that'd like to roll their hit dice to get some points back,
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
plus your con.
Yeah, I got 3 whole points back. Which does set me pretty close to my...
Yeah, Adrian will go over to this door here whenever everybody's ready.
Danro put his spear up, have his shield back out.
Oh.
Yeah, and he'll... zzz.
Well, that's
quickly.
interesting.
Walk up to them things and put your faces on them.
Yeah, no.
What's
I've
in
seen enough
there?
horror movies to know what they're doing.
I'm about to say, yeah, I've seen enough Alien movies to know not to do that.
Hmm.
I saw Return of the Living Dead. I know not to do that.
So that.
The Easter eggs have hatched. Repeat, the Easter eggs have hatched.
Mm.
So you got those sarcophagus-looking things?
You're going to have me walk up and touch one, aren't you?
You know what?
You're going to have you walk up and touch one.
Danro is speaking
Oh,
to the rest of the group.
Actually, I'll flip you for it.
I mean, somebody's gonna walk up to one, but I'm just gonna look at it. I don't plan on touching it.
Frantz is gonna creep up there.
Actually, one of the things I can do, I'll just have one of my drones just kind of do a pass by. And
17 lasers cut it in half.
I'll say, as I realized that your drone's been following us around, just recorded that fight with the thing too.
Yep.
Fun times.
All right, so you seen your drone across them?
It just occurred to me I'm actually live streaming that answer. That would be.
You pretty much are live streaming this archaeology session, yeah.
This is how bad we are at archaeology.
I guess here we are, underground.
Look, it's a moving artifact. Smash it!
Yeah.
To be fair, we couldn't communicate with it, and it tried to kill us.
That's
Archaeologists,
true.
when they find a booby trap, do deactivate the booby trap.
Yeah.
We just deactivated with extreme prejudice.
Also, yeah.
We didn't call it slurs.
So there was
We
no
just
prejudice
killed it.
involved.
There was no prejudice at all. It was
We
just
made a-
extreme preservation.
We made a valiant attempt. It ignored us.
I spoke to it in every language I know.
Alpha guy, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright, so what's up with the sarcophagi?
All right, the drone passes over them. They all appear to be empty.
Is there
Do
any writing I'd be able to discern?
There
They have any-
are some labeled buttons.
They have any terminals that might indicate if they're electric or...
They have
That
a
too.
small screen with some labeled buttons up under it.
What do they say?
Microwave
screen's
for
blank.
45 seconds?
The
Reheat?
buttons are. Let's see. I don't know.
A timer? How tan you want to get?
God, it's tanning pods.
It appears to be just controls for the thing. Things like revive. You think some of the commands would bring up like the vitals of whoever was in there.
But you said that all of them appear to be empty?
Yeah, they're all empty.
Okay.
You can see in the little
And the actual,
surfaces. You know, these little
They-
areas.
Little windows, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no one in there.
No,
How heavy are they? Are they bolted down?
they are bolted down.
Never mind. Danru's solution for archaeology is, can I carry it to someone that knows better?
Oh, in all honesty, that's a pretty good way of doing that. Okay, so I say we go over to this one,
Alright.
because there doesn't seem to be any other doors over here anymore.
And he will
There's
power the door as necessary.
Ah,
Just probably help if I clicked on the right command.
Ow.
All right, now why did that not reveal anything? There we go.
Ooh, Lily.
hello.
That is not the entire room. Hang on a second.
Okay.
I have to do this one in chunks.
Huh.
Yeah, they have the thing that shrinks down the kids in Willy Wonka in the back.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, I was literally just gonna be like, oh, they don't understand how microwaves work, and this is just how they cook their food.
Yeah, Agent's is like, ooh.
What does this button do?
I mean, he's going to be examining everything.
That's
All that.
essentially we go through our like, hey, what's this? Ooh, what's
Hold on.
this? What's this?
Danru put his hands up to both of them real quick and go, there's nothing moving in there, so before we get crazy with that, let's check the last room.
Fair enough.
Fine.
Because wherever this thing's storage area is, I want to make sure it's the only one.
Adrian will just sort of like poke the last door.
That cat's like hiding around the corner, like, oh, there might be more. Yeah, hiding around the corner.
So
That's
is
a lot of
doors.
I'm guessing those are quarters.
probably.
Yeah, this seems to be more like the commons area.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's empty.
So
Yep.
just to save time, I'll go ahead because you've guessed what it is. So
Well, I'm about to say, Adrian doesn't even care. He looks in there's like, it looks like a commons area. He just goes back to the other room.
that is essentially what it is.
Are those
so-
small computers? Like
Yeah,
personal computers?
No.
He'll get back to us later, but he was like, yeah, he's in here.
Where?
Yeah, it is, but you don't really get anything extra off of it. You know, maybe a few different photos, but nothing groundbreaking.
While the
He's-
nerds are looting the computers,
Yeah.
cat's gonna go pilfer stuff.
The common area has got a couple of tables set up. Clearly has some kind of game, but you can't discern how you'd possibly play it.
If it's shiny, she'll just take a couple pieces, put it in her pocket.
The big table down here has got several shiny game pieces.
Oh, yeah, she takes the shinies and just comes back out and waits for the nerds to be done.
So basically, the order of operations that Adrian is doing is first analyze device,
Okay.
add anything that looks like it's a terminal
Yep.
Okay.
to see if it connects to anything or if it's its own piece. Basically, checking to see if it's safe, if he can power it.
Okay.
Yeah, we
This
essentially
area
have
back
a
here has suffered a cave-in. You can get
Oh, that
in.
hole-
You can get in there, but everything in there is pretty well smashed up and wrecked.
Okay.
What's this area right here?
Literally just a storage closet.
Ah,
Might be where the thing came from.
what follows is a yakety sax montage of us basically analyzing everything in here.
Pretty much, yeah. I think basically we ended up doing the whole thing of analyze, is it safe to activate? Yes, no, yes, activate. Hull, download the data.
Most of the stuff in this room is not functional anymore.
Oh,
I won't
it
go into what
can't
each
be
individual
powered?
piece did, but this was basically like a maker's workshop. They would It's like they would construct what they needed here,
Lots of 3D
Alright.
printers.
essentially. In this storage closet, you find a second robot, but in
Is it
pieces,
inactive?
and you think it may have been cannibalized to keep the main one going.
How many pieces is it in?
One limb is missing. A lot of the inside has been gutted. And you find
Can
those
it be-
pieces laying around, but they're burned out or damaged in some way.
Can it be powered, though?
No.
No. Okay.
Cat, like, while they were doing this, cat's like, do we want to try and maybe rig up something to get the robot out of here and call for pickup?
That's what I was thinking. This
Yeah.
this one looks like it's too damaged to be powered. Unless I could somehow... unless we somehow manage to find a way to repair it, rewrite its OS to recognize us as its administrators, then we could potentially use it as an extra pair of hands.
We could just take its hands off until we figure out how to override its OS.
Well, I already have one of its hands. It's in my backpack. Paul, what do you think?
Okay, the one we just away, how badly damaged was it?
Give me mechanics rolls to see if you think these things are salvageable in the least.
No.
Can I
Nothing
give
else
him assistance?
archaeological significance.
In this case, not really. You just have to make your own roll.
Make my own? Okay. Let me pull up that sheet, 'cause I got 50 blue zillion of them everywhere.
What happened? There it is. Oh, I rolled.
16.
I got a 12.
Now, both of the bots are too smashed up.
Too smashed up to be any ways of
You're
salvageable at
crossing
all.
your fingers that the hard drive you took out will actually be usable.
Yeah.
But considering you took it out with electricity, who knows? You'll have to get it back and really examine it and figure out how to interface with it and all that jazz. Like you'd have to do with a server anyway. But
Is this machine's hard drive still in there, or did that get cannibalized too?
It's sitting off to the side.
Does it look like it's been damaged or burnt out?
You don't see any damage to the outside of it, but if a hard drive gets corrupted or something.
I'm going to do a quick analysis of it just in case.
Now, does analysis tell you the state that it's currently in, or just what its function is?
All commands working electronic or mechanical functions. So basically, he'd have an intrinsic understanding of it.
But that wouldn't tell you if it was burned out on the inside. You would just touch it to know how it's supposed to function.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. So you'd have to take it with you and do a more thorough examination.
Pretty much. So he'll do that. Any particular data we end up grabbing and translating
not really.
and all that?
Age has not been kind to the machines in here, and most of them just received information from the network.
Okay.
On what to build or whatever.
Right. I mean, seeing this is the machine shop, the thing that Adrian is specifically looking for in here is to see if there might be any kind of blueprints that could potentially be downloaded.
No, you do not find anything like that.
Nothing like that? Okay.
Because you mentioned the network multiple times. Yet we haven't been able to access that in any way, shape, or form here.
Well, you had found down here in the...
basically, this is more or less the server.
That office had the servers lining its walls.
Okay. So if we really need anything, we need to get as many as, if possible, salvage as many of those as we can when we leave.
Right. Like I said, the things are like 3 foot by 3.5, and yay thick. So
yeah. Which is why I was asking to see if we could potentially
call for pickup,
turn, and have one of these robots effectively carry it for us.
Just for the record, what was our specific objective in this expedition?
To get in here and find the source of that light, in hopes that it was a functioning piece of these people's technology.
Well, we found it, unfortunately,
and
then it turned hostile.
But it was something designed to kill people and was active. So we
try to take the robot back. I mean,
well, so that's the thing. We have both of their hard drives, and Adrian does have a fully working one of his limbs with its autocannon attached. So
just to be on, if possible, let's see if you can drag this out if need be.
All right, what are you trying to drag out?
The actual robot body.
Yeah.
Catalysis.
How many hundreds of pounds does it weigh?
Probably a lot.
Quite a lot, and you remember you're going to have to climb up a rope up to the first floor.
Just to ask, the ship, what was the name of it again?
The Roustabout.
The Roustabout? Did the cargo bay have a winch system?
We'd still have to self-winch it up to the first floor.
Yeah, you don't remember off the top of your head. It seemed likely that it would.
Well, we, at least as a fail-safe, grab as much stuff as we can.
Okay.
I mean, we could keep, depending on how many minutes we have, we could just detach the other arm and see if we can detach the legs and just each carry a part.
Yeah.
That would work.
Especially if we're carrying the torso.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
going to be the heaviest part.
I mean,
I'm not going to carry the torso.
Yeah.
And
so
are you going to go for any of the server racks if you're doing this?
Yes. That's Adrian's
There's going to be a limited amount of what you can get up in any kind of...
Yeah.
This is why I was asking is there... So there's 100% no way we could rewrite the OS of these machines and possibly get one of them to function?
Down here, no.
Okay.
The
And I would
physical
definitely
bodies of
say-
these machines are pretty well trashed. You don't
Okay.
really think you can get them up and running if you had a full workshop.
All right. So basically, it's just salvage what we can then.
Mhm.
Okay.
You've got
Gotcha.
the weapon. You've grabbed a couple of hard drives.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Agent was like, well, as far as I can tell, and I think Hull here will agree with me, these robots are non-functional
Yep.
at all. And we did technically deactivate the thing that we were sent here to get.
I think
But
I think it's just now turned into a salvage shop.
Yeah, probably.
We want to have Jim, ready to pick us up just in case the natives are up there waiting for us.
Yes, please. But we'll probably have to get to the tunnel to send a signal out, won't we?
Yes, you're not getting any outside signals down here.
3G down here sucks.
5G's where it's at. Agent's like, well, I'm not sure how much we want to grab, but I definitely want to see if we can get at least one rack of these servers.
How much does a server weigh?
The entire server is pretty big.
No, not. Basically, he wants to open it back up and pull out one of the decks of the memory.
The deck is
At least
probably 10, 12 pounds. It's a little awkwardly sized and shaped, but it's not just super heavy.
Cat will volunteer to carry one or two. She can always set them down if she needs to
Okay.
fire guns and stuff.
Give me a mechanics roll. As you try to pick out the ones that look the most like they'd still be functional.
Okay. Say, would I get anything extra for that? Because I did do a full analysis of that one server before.
Not really,
No, okay.
because it's this isn't a matter of how is this supposed to work.
It's how badly
It's
does
how
this?
badly damaged, how corrupt is the information on there, which is not something analysis would give you.
Fair enough. Okay.
You're really just looking for the ones that, well, this one looks like it's in good shape.
Yeah. Fair enough.
If we take enough of them, at least one or two of them will be in good shape.
That's true.
Yeah.
And even if they're all in bad shape, the more you take, the more information can be recovered overall.
Uh-huh.
Even if each one doesn't have a whole lot of recoverable info.
Yeah, Adrian will pull out the giant gun, walk over to our lizard man friend and say, would you mind holding this for me?
Oh, no, not a problem. Not a problem.
Just
Oh,
don't
sweet.
use it as a club, please.
That feels vaguely racist.
Yeah, Danner's sitting there going, you do know we're intelligent species.
No, I'm saying it's non-functional unless I trigger it. So please don't smack anything with it so it can remain that way, because I would like to analyze it later.
Yeah, even Hull's kind of look at him like, not cool, bro.
Very good for medians.
Alright, so anyway, about time to wrap up. So as you manage to haul this stuff up to the first floor, all told, you've been down here probably a couple of hours, given how much analyzing you did of stuff and the salvage operation.
Yep.
I'll say Adrian also took one of these things' heads, just because.
Okay.
I mean...
So you get back up to the first floor, flashlights out, you're being very careful about potholes.
Cattle stealth ahead.
As you get up to the door and you peek out, the situation is not good out there. As you get close to the door, you can pick up a signal from the ship. And you see quite a large force of the indigenous peoples out there.
So, anyone have some high explosives?
Radio the
They're
ship.
kind of in a semicircle around the door. Not close to the door. I mean, they're a little ways back, but it's 50 or 60 of them. And that's what we'll call it.
Cat's like, we can activate that arm.
She steps out holding a severed arm and she goes, ah! It's the whole Scarface scene.
Say hello to my little friend.
We come out holding its head. We have slain your...
We have
Kinda
slain the
why I took
monster,
the
or your
head,
god, whatever it was.
It could go two ways.
Yeah.
So anyway, wrapping up for today. Thank y'all for showing up
Hey.
again. And again, playing with me tonight was Taylor as Danru, Eric as Adrian, Patrick as Hull, Sarah as Kat, Zach as Francis, and Anna as Jade. And I have been your GM for the evening, Jason. And we'll do this again next week, and we'll see how the guys get out of this little situation they've gotten themselves into. Because this started off as a speed run, and then they started getting fascinated with what they found. We're in a hurry. Oh, wait, let's take 10 minutes to examine this. And 10 minutes to examine this. Ooh, and what's
It's
that?
it's the shinies.
Clearly the gun guys are
Yeah.
keeping the nerds under control from now on.
That is, I want to say that is literally one of my character flaws. I am easily distracted by the promise of new scientific discoveries.
Yep. So anyway, we will see
Yeah,
y'all.
that is my flaw too.
We will see y'all next week. Everybody that was watching, thank you, and I hope you'll join us again. Bye.
Bye-bye.
So,